Hello, welcome to the 11.1 progression board. This is an activity that is going to be self-paced, so you are in control over how quickly you move through this board. At the end of the day, you are going to be tested on objective 11.1. I can solve equations by taking the square root. So your learning is in your control today. And this progression board kind of takes us through this objective by taking us through step by step, making the problems a little bit harder as you go. So as you use this board, everyone's going to start at this pretest number 1. And so in this, you're going to be able to answer the questions that are listed all the way here on the left side. So if you know some of the answers to some of these questions already, that's awesome. That's why there's the pretest for you. So you're going to click on the pretest. You're going to answer the questions to the best of your ability. You're not necessarily expected to know anything, but again, you might know a few things. If you get more than a 90% on this pretest, so after you hit submit, please make sure you look at your score on the pretest. You're going to type in your score. Let's say you got an 80%. If you get an 80%, that means you need to spend some time on this key idea by watching videos, looking at some examples, and maybe doing some practice before you can take that post-test. And hopefully from the time you take the pretest to the post-test, your score is going to improve. Maybe then you'll get a 95% there. And we can see, yes, my understanding did improve. I can highlight that. I liked this, right? We can kind of judge ourselves there using the highlighter tools. Okay. And then you're going to move on to the next row. So now there's a few different things, a few different types of problems, and you're going to go through in the same way. You're going to take the pretest. And this one says if you score more than 80% on the pretest. So let's say you take the pretest and you do get a 90% on this. Then that means you can answer these questions and you don't really need to go through and do the practice, do the mini lessons. You don't need to even take the post test. You can go ahead and move on to level 3 here. Okay, so it kind of just depends. You might have to use the table and go through the entire row, or you might be able to just take the pretest. You feel good, you can skip to that next row below. Again, this is part of your learning, so please be honest about your score. Please make sure you're spending the time that you think you need on each individual topic. And there is a row here. Everyone's goal is to get to this first step of the 3rd level. That's what is going to be on the test for sure. And depending on how it goes, there's some extension levels here that we would get to in a traditional year, but because this year is crazy, we're making it the goal to get to here. But if you can keep going, this stuff might show up depending on where everyone gets to in our class. So again, please work at your own pace. Make sure that when you are watching videos that you're actually taking notes, right? This is part of your learning. This is something that you're going to be expected to understand. And when it comes to the test, it's really helpful to have those notes there. So again, while you're watching videos, while you're doing some practice, please make sure that you are writing problems down, taking notes, and as always, please make sure you're asking your teacher if you have any questions. Good luck and enjoy the self-paced activity.